It's that time of year again. March Madness is upon us, and we are going to go over my personal bracket for the 2023 men's basketball tournament, also known as March Madness. My name is Ethan, this is HardCap Games, and we don't typically do content like this here on the channel, but I'm a huge sports fan, and I wanted to do this bracket. I've done it the last 2 years that I've been on YouTube, and I know a lot of my followers sometimes ask me for it when they see me in person at my place of work. So we're gonna go over it. Disclaimer, I know virtually nothing about a lot of the schools here. So when I choose, it's not because I necessarily think that your team is bad. If I offend like the West Virginia fans out there, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen West Virginia play a second of basketball this year. So I'm mostly guessing for a lot of these. If you guys do enjoy, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new, let's get into it. All right, we're starting off right here, Alabama versus Texas A&M, CC, or Southern Missouri. I think it's pretty cut and dry in most cases that the 1 seed wins. I don't think we really have to think about that very long. I don't see either one of these teams beating Alabama, even with Alabama missing that one dude. Brandon Miller is not going to miss this tournament. Even if he might be in trouble a little bit, the NCAA is not going to take him out of here, so it's fine. Maryland, West Virginia, I don't know much about either of these teams other than that I've watched Maryland play. They won a handful of games, but they weren't all that impressive to me this year when I watched them play. I really know nothing about West Virginia other than it says right here a below average defense, so I'm just going to choose Maryland in that case. Now, I did see a stat that said that like since 2010, 5 seed, 12 seed games are almost even, so I'm actually going to choose 2 of these games to be upsets. The first one I'm actually going to choose to be Drake over here. I have no rationale as to why, I just think it's funny. Let's go with San Diego State. I remember San Diego State at one point this year, they were pretty good. They finished ranked. College of Charleston was also ranked though. They finished super low on BPI. They have high points per game, but the Aztecs are on a hot streak. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of the games right here. It was just saying that like they have a bunch of players in double figures on a nightly basis. Push the tempo, top 100 team in offensive and defensive efficiency. All juniors and seniors, deep rotation. Yeah, I'm going to stick with them. I think Charleston's going to give them a good fight though. Virginia's a team that I always look at and I say there's no way they're winning this game, and then they win. Because I think that their play style is so boring. If you watch Virginia play basketball, you walk out saying basketball is a super boring sport. That's just my personal take. Kihei Clark though is super good. He is super good. This is Furman's first time dancing in 43 years though, so I'm not even going to think more about it. Virginia. Creighton, NC State. I'm actually going to go NC State here. Baylor, UC Santa Barbara, Baylor. Missouri, Utah State. Well, Mizzou played a lot of top 25 teams this year. They finished well versus top 25. Mizzou did pretty well. Their defense isn't great. Aggies have an efficient offense though. Interesting. Well, I like efficient offenses. Utah State. Arizona, Princeton. It's Arizona. Let's do this top one over here as well. Houston, yep. Iowa, Auburn. I personally hate Iowa. I'm a Michigan State fan. That clues you in. But Iowa's got pretty solid offense. This opponent's point per game is very inflated by that one game against Michigan State, I think. Keegan Murray is hot. Yeah, I'm going to go Iowa here. We already picked Drake over here. I'm going to go Indiana. They're a pretty hot team right now. I like Indiana's chances. Iowa State versus Mississippi State or Pitt. We don't pick who wins this first game here. I don't think it matters though. I think I'm just going to go Iowa State. Xavier, Kennesaw State. Look, I props to Kennesaw for making it. You're not making it out of the first round here. A&M, Penn State. I'm going to go A&M. When I watch Penn State play, I'm not encouraged by much. When I watch A&M play, they got some ballers down there. I've watched, for some reason, A&M always played their games on the same channel as Michigan State, unless State was on Big Ten Network, and their games always ran overtime whenever that happened. So I got to watch a lot of last couple minutes of A&M basketball. They play tough down the stretch. I think even if Penn State takes them toe to toe, I think A&M's got a good shot here. Texas, Colgate. I'm gonna go Texas. Sorry, Colgate. Let's just finish out this top part. Let's get down to the Elite Eight here. Alabama, Maryland. I'm gonna go Bama. I'm gonna go San Diego State. Could there be an upset? Is NC State the Cinderella story? Their record is actually better than Baylor's. Baylor's a very dangerous team. Keontae George is really good. Since 2010, 12-12 against them. Against 3-11 seeds. Who'd they beat? They lost to Kansas. They split with Duke. They split Miami. Lost by a lot. Lost by Clemson a lot. Lost to Pitt. They split to North Carolina. No, I don't think this is where Baylor goes down. I don't think that's where Baylor goes down. And I'm going to pick Arizona. Maybe a little cringe to go 1-5-3-2, but it's fine. Houston's defense is just stifling, but then again, they also don't play in a great conference, but they have solid wins. Beating St. Mary's, Virginia. Going to Virginia and beating Virginia, that's impressive. Oregon lost Alabama by 6, beat Memphis 2 out of 3 times. I like that. They're a deep team. They're playing pretty well. 1 8 seed has beaten a 1 seed in each of the past 2 years. So of those, who's the most likely to do it? Is it Arkansas, Illinois? Or is it Memphis, FAU? Or is it Maryland, West Virginia? If trends are going to continue, one of them is going to fall. I think that Iowa has actually a pretty solid chance of knocking off Houston, but I think Houston's a little more athletic. So I'm going to go Houston. I'm going to go Indiana. I think Drake's Cinderella run ends right here after beating the U. I'm going to go Iowa State, and I'm going to go A&M. In the rivalry game, I'm going to take A&M. I don't know why. They got some grit. They're a pretty cool group. Again, I know nothing about this team other than Brandon Miller, and this team other than it's SDSU, and past that I don't know much. They didn't really play that great competition this year. These are the number 3 guys, 16-2 in conference. I think they won the Big Ten. Or not the Big Ten, the SEC. That's what it's called. Foul trouble and turnovers. Do they generate turnovers a lot? Does San Diego State generate turnovers? I don't really know. I hate just picking 1 seeds, right? Like, I always want to say, like, this team's gonna lose. There's our 1 seed falling. I think Houston loses to Indiana. I have no reason why. No reason for why. So don't even be like, oh, Indiana is good. I don't care. I don't know. They're going to lose eventually. The 1 seeds have to fall. Only 1 team can win of these 68 teams here. One of them is going to fall somewhere. Baylor, A&M. A&M, Julius Marble miracle run down to the Elite 8. Indiana, Baylor. There's a game for you. Purdue, FAU, Oral Roberts. I'm choosing Oral Roberts. Max Abrams, he's him. Max Abrams is him. Oh, Abmas. Max Abmas, that's his name. Not Abrams. Abmas. I'm sorry. But he's still him. Even though I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's him. Oral Roberts over Duke. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to be shocked by it when it doesn't happen. But I'm going to take it and hope to God. Because that makes this a fun division here. Tennessee, Louisiana. I think Tennessee's frauds, honestly. But I'm going to take them anyways over Louisiana. I'm going to take Providence over Kentucky. Kansas State. Let's ignore Michigan State for a second. Marquette. Yeah, Marquette. Okay, Michigan State. I've watched them all year. I've never watched a worse Michigan State team in my... I'm 23. In my, let's call it 13 years of fandom. I've never watched a worse Michigan State team. I don't know what USC is up to. I haven't looked at their stats. State, I would not call them an offensive juggernaut, but Tyson Walker, AJ Hoggard are super hot right now. Hoggard needs, here's the thing with State, right? They live and die by AJ Hoggard. Tyson Walker can go out there and get 20 points. Joey Hauser can go get 18. It doesn't matter if AJ Hoggard sucks. If AJ Hoggard has a bad game, they lose every time. The thing that annoys me about Michigan State is that, like it says right here, teams just hit shots against them. It's never like a good shot either. It's always like, how did you make that shot? And it always goes in. Thinking back to the Iowa game, thinking to the Ohio State game we just played against them in the Big Ten tournament, we as in Michigan State fandom and our players, they don't know how to defend a 3. They commit so many turnovers. Trojans are top 50 in offensive and defensive efficiency. They're stifling defense inside the 3-point arc is their calling card. So what you're telling me is that in this matchup here, Mady Sissoko is going to be more useless than normal in the paint. They lack bench depth. And they have a 7-man rotation. Ooh, I'm going to pick Michigan State here. I think that they're going to come out. I think they're going to be fired up because I think Izzo is going to be like, guys, what was that terrible performance in the tournament? They're going to go, sorry, coach. And then they're going to lose, and they're going to beat this game, win this game right here, and then they're going to lose to Marquette. Joey Hauser went to Marquette before. They're going to talk about that a million times. You can project it. They're fast on offense. They're slow to a crawl on defense. Interesting. I like that. I like Marquette in this case. K-State was impressive. I watched them play like one game this year. That was a good game. I think I watched the Kansas game. They might have lost that one that I watched. I forget. They split Kansas. I forget which one it was that I watched. But I remember watching them being like, that's a pretty solid squad. Purdue, Oral Roberts, Marquette, Purdue, Marquette. Kansas, Illinois, St. Mary's, UConn, TCU, Gonzaga. I'm going to go Boise State. I'm going to go UCLA, TCU. I'm going to have Gonzaga fall early. Every year, it looks like St. Mary's is like going to be them. And then they're not, and they lose on the second round. And you go, wow, okay, that was underwhelming. There. That's what we're doing. UConn advancing to the Final Four. Wow. And now that I'm looking at it, actually, I think I kind of like this Final Four. Do I want to change anything up here? Not really. This is a bad bracket, by the way. I don't like anything that's going on in these brackets. Can Baylor stop Marquette offensively and break through defensively? Offense runs through Tyler Kolek. So can you take down Tyler Kolek? Paint dominant teams, what do? High percentage of their shot is beyond the arc. Oh, okay. This is not a paint dominant team then. Okay, Marquette. I'm gonna go UConn. This would be a heck of a game. Big East rivalry. Wait, I just realized what I've just done. Oh, what happened other times they played? Oh, Marquette won 2 of the 3. I didn't expect to say that Marquette was gonna win it all. I don't know why I'm beating Purdue. I think Purdue is a little fraudulent as well. I think that once Zach Edey runs up against not Big Ten refs and he starts actually getting called for fouls instead of like over the backs that happen 7 times a game and don't get called, I think he's going to realize, oh, wait, I'm not actually built like that. That's my personal opinion. I'm on the Zach Edey hate train. I don't like him. But here's the other thing about Purdue, going back to this for a second. Purdue, a lot of their offense was run through Zach Edey and Fletcher Loyer. Fletcher Loyer, I saw this the other day. Fletcher Loyer, since like the new year, has been shooting 30% from the field. That's not good, especially because they started the season. Remember, they started the season like 21-1 maybe, and they finished 29-5. So again, down the stretch they went 8-4. So in that stretch they still did pretty well. But that's since it's a little strange. He stopped shooting as hot, and he didn't look great doing it. So that's why I'm going Marquette. I think that if Fletcher Loyer figures it out, I think that they're easily slotted into the Final Four. But Fletcher Loyer's got to figure it out, and in the meantime, I'm going to stick with Marquette. And in this game, I'm going to go Marquette. I have no ties to either of these schools. The 2 schools that I root for, so you know I'm unbiased. The 2 schools I root for are Michigan State and Boston College, because I'm from Boston. They're not here. So I'm going to go Marquette. For a final score, they hold them to 70, and they hold them to 65. This is going to be a 68-63 game. And there we have it. Marquette's going to win 68-63. Heard it here first. Over UConn. And yeah. Cool. Well, let me know who you guys have winning it all down in the comments. Please be nice to those who may have differing opinions. Remember, this is all opinion, in no way based in really any fact whatsoever. And no one has ever picked a bracket perfectly. So, that being said, my name is Ethan, this is HardCap Games, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.